Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Hello, people, and welcome to Footy Judgment. Since we did our last live, there is a lot to talk about, of course. Garnacho to Chelsea. Chelsea are selling abundance of players. Best team in the history of the sport in selling players for profit. There is nobody that is better than Chelsea. Staffy tweeted this morning, Chelsea have sold today more than what Man United bought for the whole summer, just today.
Sold.
More
than what United sold also.
It's more than what you bought. And it's actually more than what you bought.
I mean, yeah, sure. I mean, okay. That's fine. I mean, we still bought, so I won't really complain about it. But yeah, they sold today more than what we sold all summer, yeah.
The other news, of course, is Isak is training at Newcastle. Newcastle are having a meeting trying to convince the player to stay at Newcastle. We'll talk about that as well. And what does it mean? Can he stay? Liverpool have had a friendly that all the bench players play. Chelsea are trying to buy Garnacho, which is we're going to try to make sense of it. Like, I don't know how we can make sense of Chelsea buying Garnacho. Where does he fit? Is he even something that should be entertained, of course? And also we'll talk about Staffy's opinion about the title race and City and why everyone is not actually putting City in contention of winning the league. But listen, guys, we're just starting and there is over 300 people in the house. So hit that like button, guys, if you are here. He's training, actually. He has, like, there's pictures that he's training. So just okay. Bro, every football fan, to be honest, every football fan in the world currently, wallah al-azim, I'm being serious, is being very sensitive. Inter, Man United, Chelsea.
We saw the pictures.
I saw him jogging in Newcastle training ground. He didn't train with the team, but he is in Newcastle. And it's like, I saw the picture, my friend. I literally saw the picture. I'm not gonna, I don't know how to say it, to be honest. Like, I'm gonna believe my eyes. Like, he went to say how he's leaving. Well, he might be leaving. And actually, 95% he's leaving. How? Mm-hmm. I saw the pictures, unless they're fake pictures. Like, Sean.
Saying it's old picture.
Ah, okay. See, I was confused. So it's an old picture. Now you're telling me, but everyone shared this picture. Ah, okay. Good, thank you. See, the difference?
The picture is fake. The reports are still coming out that he's back to their training.
Yeah, the reports are back that he's training. It's actually ridiculous that they are. There is someone that said that he's having a meeting with them, but that is different. Anyway. Where do we start, actually? How did Chelsea do 5 sales? Because they're the best club in sales in the world. There is nobody that is better than Chelsea in selling players. But then people talk about the project.
What the fuck did they sell today?
I think Ogochoku.
KDH.
Shakwameka. They haven't sold KDH yet. They haven't sold Dewsbury Hall yet. There is only 3. Like, we haven't had it. Here we go. But Chelsea are Nasser. And that's why Chelsea. I want to start with Chelsea, actually. I know there's a lot of Liverpool. I'm going to speak about Isak, so stick with us, people. Guys, we cannot be on 56 likes. Thank you, Nasser, for the support of the channel. Appreciate you so much. Thank you for dropping the tenner. Thank you so much for the donation. Really appreciate it. Guys, over 400 people, 200 likes minimum. Help the channel, actually. And by the way, I want to start with something else. Bro, I know that you didn't watch the Liverpool game. I had it on the background. This freaking kid his name is Onoa, whatever, Rio Ngumoha, whatever. Holy fuck, bro. This is what Man United fans thought Garnacho would be, by the way. Fuck me, bro. What is this, bro? What is this?
And it actually looks decent on the ball. It's not just the goal that he scored. It actually looks decent.
Bro, the step overs, the dribbles. What the fuck?
See, this is what I always say, Mo. You can only, sometimes you only need a couple minutes of watching a player to say, you know what, I think he's good or not. That's all you need. You don't need all these games to analyze and look at things. You can just see a baller when you see one, you know? And I never seen it with Garnacho, me at least. This kid, you can already look at it. You're like, you know what? He has something in him, you know? Do you think
he should be a first teamer right away?
Fuck no. He's like, what, 16, 17?
No, he's older. Isn't he 18?
18? No, look, the chat's saying he's 16.
I'm going to check on Liverpool. What is his name? What is his name?
Rio
Ngumoha, whatever. Okay.
Yeah, look, the chat's saying he's 16.
He's born in 2000. Yeah, he's 16. He's born in 2008 in August. So he's 16.
Yeah, he's 16. Yeah,
bro, Ngumoha, he's fucking phenomenal, broski. Like, I actually think Liverpool should include him in the team to be the backup for Gakpo on that left side.
No, bro, I think he should be. Good, I think he should train with the first team, but he should be nowhere near playing anytime soon. That team is too good right now. But include him in the first team. Just have him train with the first team. You know, have him travel here and there. Just have him involved. But he's too young, bro. Just let him play with the with his age group or the under 18s or whatever he plays with right now.
No. Yamal played. No, I disagree with you. Yamal played.
Come on, Mama. We know the exception is not the rule. What are we doing here?
Yeah, but he is good enough to start. Let him start. Okay, he played. Okay, to be honest with you, let him get minutes in the cup, what he did, I think, and then you'll see what he does. And if he plays good in the cup, it's not bad, bro.
About cup and shit.
Not bad.
But you're saying be the backup now. Come on, man.
Why not? Okay, by the way,
senior,
didn't Ethan Nwaneri is 18 years old. He started last season. He was 17. It's not that. Bro, Ethan Nwaneri is only a year older than him. Ethan Nwaneri is born in 2007. This guy's born in 2008. Ethan Nwaneri started last season. Why not? You know, Ethan Nwaneri played more than quarter of the season in terms of minutes, right? You know that, right?
So you want a 16-year-old to start getting first team minutes?
Ethan Nwaneri, at the age of 17 years old last season, got what equates to 12 games in total 12 games in the Premier League. Total 90 minutes. And you're telling me that a 16 years old cannot play? No, he definitely can play.
I'm just saying don't rush him. I'm not saying he can't play.
I think if you have Gakpo, why not?
You have Gakpo, you have Verts, you have Ekitike, you have Salah.
Why not? Tell me why. The guy, if you watch him, he's ready. He's not phased. He's unfazed.
Because you saw him in a couple preseason games?
Yes.
Surely the talent is there. I'm saying that. I'm not even trying to dismiss him. I'm just trying to say don't rush him. This is how young talent get ruined sometimes.
No, it's all about when the team. No, I disagree with you. When the team is ready, Let me tell you. Do you remember? Okay, how old now is what's his name? Mainu.
Right now, Mainu's like
Mainu's 20. Mainu 2 years ago, he was 18 years old. when Meno, I saw him in preseason, he was fucking ready to play first team.
Yeah, no, I said that. That was one of our first conversations, me and you, 2 years ago, when I watched Meno in MetLife.
There you go. Michael is saying Kubarsi played La Liga at 16. Why not? I'm not saying to be a starter. Lamine Yamal is a starter. But this guy can be a backup player in Liverpool at the age of 16. By the way, and people that say 16, the guy is about to become 17 just before the season starts. You know that, right? In August, he's going to be before the season starts, he's going to be 17. He's ready.
All I said is, bro, include him in the first team, but just have him still play with whatever, the under 18 or whatever he plays with, but have him train with the first team. Include him. That's how you develop at your age. Just because the Yamal debuted at 16 and Kubarsi debuted, those circumstances were different. That was a team that was completely washed, and they had to, they had all that financial issues, and they had to dig deep in their academy to try to do something. Liverpool are not in that situation. You don't have to put so much pressure on this kid. Just keep him in the team. Whenever there's a chance to play him. Just take the development slowly and steady. You're in no rush to bring this kid and make him something that he's not yet. Not 2 games, and we're already talking about him getting first team minutes. Come on, man.
Okay. Moving on from this kid. I'm going to talk about him more later today, okay? Let me ask you a question. Guys, are Chelsea stupid to buy Garnacho?
No, it's a great idea.
Okay, don't talk from Man United point of view. Just be honest.
I'm not. It's a great deal. They're a great club at flipping players. They'll buy him for whatever fee they choose to buy him for and give him a season or 2, and they'll double their money. They've shown us that over the last few years. Chelsea made 60 sales, apparently. 60 sales over the last 3 calendar years. 60. Can you imagine that? 60 sales in 3 years. Garnacho's going to be one of them as well. You know, a lot of Chelsea fans are fond of him. They think there's a talent there. They think they can develop him away from the toxic Man United environment. They're trying to get him for 25 to 30. That's the one thing I don't like. Trying to get more money. But yeah, man, why not? You lost Mudryk because he was taking
Chelsea don't need him. Can I? Okay.
Yeah, but they Chelsea need a replacement for that.
If Chelsea are doing this, should teams be worried about them? Because I keep talking about, to be honest, that's me. Guys, listen to Luke, guys. Thank you, Luke, for the support. Appreciate you, Luke, so much for the support. Guys, thank you for reminding me. Guys, we have 600 people. Can we get the likes up? I don't need to stop the show every minute to tell you to like the damn video. Like, we already have over 170 votes. Hit the like button. It helps the channel, people. Should people be worried about Chelsea in the title race at all? Liverpool and Arsenal and City?
For the title race? I think you should watch out to them. I think you should respect them for sure. Yeah, no, I agree. I think you should watch out for Chelsea. I think they should be respected this year. I think they'll put their name in the hat. How far they go or not is going to be dependent, obviously, on what we get to see in the beginning of the season. Because we've seen them do very well in a short-term competition like the Club World Cup. And they've beaten lower opposition that just parked the bus against them. They beat in physical opposition, and they beat world-class talent like PSG. So they showed us that they can go toe-to-toe with pretty much everyone in that little span. And they didn't finish far off Arsenal last year. I know a lot of people were like, oh, but we had injuries and we gave up the league towards then. I'm not going to lie, Arsenal fans, I don't really care. Chelsea, that wasn't that far off Arsenal last season. So I think their name should absolutely be in the hat. I actually retracted my statement where I said I think Liverpool are going to, they're 100% going to win the league. It goes against everything I ever believed in. And I believe that it's always a fair game until someone actually, makes it happen. So I'm gonna retract that statement. I do think Liverpool are the favorites, but I think the league is gonna be open. And I think it's gonna be the most open it's been in a while. Because for years now, it's been City Liverpool. And then for a couple of years it was City Arsenal. And then out of nowhere, Liverpool, when they won the league, no one put them as favorites this season, in that summer, going into the season. So I feel like this is one of the first seasons in a while where I'm looking at the league and I feel like it's generally open. I do have my favorites. I could tell you who probably the favorites are, but you have to put Chelsea there, in my opinion. I actually think Chelsea have a better shot for the league than City. And I don't know if that's a hot take or not, but I generally do. You're laughing, so maybe it is a hot take.
No, because I'm not going to say the same, but I think it has legs to stand on.
I look at their team. I think their team is more complete and more balanced than City. City have Pep, so it's like I'm not dismissing Pep. One of the reasons I always include City in any conversations is because of Pep. Like, I might not rate their team as high, but I always remind myself, fuck, they got Pep, so I got to put them high now. But outside of that, if I take that logic away, which is they basically have one of the best managers, if not the best manager in history, I look at the team, I'm not really impressed by it. I feel like Edison is just washed. He was never that great anyways. There's certain games where he concede more goals than he makes saves. That's how bad he is sometimes. Like that Al Hilal game. He conceded 4 goals and made 0 saves, I believe. Like, how do you concede 4 goals and not save a single shot the whole game? You know, their backline, I think their backline is cooked. I saw today that...
No, I disagree with you. I think Gavardio is
Luis
great.
Diaz, bro? Nah. No, I like Gavardio, but Luis Diaz... not Luis Diaz, sorry. Ruben Diaz, I don't think it's him. I think he's a liability in that backline. I think they just look at his leadership or whatever. They think he's better than he is. I feel like the guy gets run ragged more than he does good things for the City team. Akanji, I think, is washed. I think Akanji had 1 good 2 seasons with City, but I think he's washed. They don't have a right back. Yes, they added Ait Nouri. I like Ait Nouri, but Ait Nouri, his best is going forward. He just reminds me a lot of the days when they had Cancelo. And the whole reason they got rid of Cancelo is because they used to get killed on the transition. So now Pep is going back to that. Now I'm looking at the midfield. I kind of rate their midfield. I like the Shirky signing. I like the Reindeer signing. Obviously, Rodri's back. We'll see how long it takes him to get back into his best. Their midfield is fine. Obviously, I don't need to speak about Haaland. Their front line, there are 2 strikers between Haaland and Mermoush, and obviously their wingers. Those are the good departments. But outside of that, I mean, like, as I said, their back line is cooked in my opinion. The goalkeeper is cooked in my opinion. Their wingers are not that great yet. But as I said, their strike position and their midfield is probably their strength. So I feel like they're going to win a lot of games, but they're going to lose a lot of games because of their midfield. Their back line, you know? So I compare that to Chelsea. I think Chelsea have the best midfield in the league right now. I generally do.
Yeah.
And
if not, same here, to be honest with you.
They're just so balanced, bro. They're so they have everything. They have ball playing, they have power, they have breakup play, they have creativity, they have everything in them. And there's so many things and they complement each other. So I feel like there's so many ways that Chelsea team can play, whether they're on the ball or off the ball, because of how good their midfield is. What's it called? Obviously,
no, but you cannot. But is it between Pep and what's his name and Enzo Maresca? Is the question? Can Enzo Maresca sustain a title race like Pep? You know,
coach consistently in 38 games like he did in the Club World Cup. But that's the thing that he has to prove, because we've seen him start the league very well, and then he dropped off, and then he kicked up towards the end. It's up to Maresca to prove to us that he could get this Chelsea team to perform like we've seen him perform, but now on a longer stretch. If Chelsea can go on a good 20-game streak, I know I'm not saying 20 games where they're undefeated, but like in 20 games, just lose 1 or 2 games, then I'm looking at that, I'm like, you know what? That's sustainable enough to go like on a long run. But if you start firing and then you drop like they did, remember that they had like a 2-month period where they were struggling last season, like a 2-3 month period. If they go on that again, then yeah, Maresca's shown that not really changed from last season. But in terms of quality and what we've seen so far,
but can I tell you something about Chelsea that a lot of people don't realize? In terms of stats, and you watch Chelsea were at the end the 3rd best team in terms of a lot of things. 3rd best defense, third in ball position, 2nd in chances creation. Their problem was the midfield did not work until towards the end of the season, did not work together towards the end of the season. And now we watched at the end of the season, it's the defensive part of the game. Chelsea at the end of the season, you know, they used to not concede a lot of goals at the end. Their problem in that struggling period was they missed a lot of chances. Now they got Pedro and Delap. Now that problem on paper should not be there. So now Chelsea should compete. And listen, my man here, thank you, Boston. Ralph, Chelsea is the dark horse and blue is the color. Pick up my man. People believe Chelsea are the new leopard in the tree. And by the way, I'm just going to say something before we go on and talk about something else. And the rest, fucking Chelsea bought Dewsbury Hall for 35 million euros or 27 million pounds. Okay. Oh, sorry, 29 million pounds. Okay. He goes on to not play and regress and Chelsea sell him to Everton for 29 million pounds.
So they made their
Bro,
money back.
how the fuck do you do this, bro? Someone tell me, how do you get a player that doesn't play? You don't do anything. You're not.
They're Illuminati, bro. That's what it is.
And then you fucking sell him for the same fees. It's fucking weird. I've never seen this shit before in my life, bro. I've never seen this shit in my life.
If he played for Man United, he would have been sold for like 13 million, something like that.
Yeah, something like this, bro. Like they must be like kings, or they must have like nudes on everybody, on Arsenal, on Saudi Arabia, on Everton, on Man United, bro. Like they must have nudes on everyone, bro.
All
they
the
got
owners were at the Epstein parties and Epstein Island.
Bro, Arsenal are struggling to get any deals for any players. Arsenal and Man United are struggling to get deals for anybody. Arsenal finished second, bro. And then Chelsea finished fourth. Struggle, like they got Champions League at the end. They won the Conference League. And then they're selling their players for fucking profits. Bro, people must be dickheads, bro. Like the dickheads. Like I'm being serious.
Bro, we can't even sell Malacia. And I think we're asking for 2 million for him. We can't
and then nobody, bro, you're not, you know, no one want Anthony starred in the Conference League and in the Liga last year. Man United are struggling to get any decent fee for him. Anyone wants him alone with an option. They don't want to even commit to buying the guy.
Broke and he doesn't want to go to Saudi Arabia. He actually rejected Saudi Arabia. So I guess you can respect it if you want, because he didn't want to go there and he wanted to stay in Europe. But Betis are broke. Betis were trying to offer us a 50% custody.
Yes, they're like, you pay 50% and we pay 50% of the wage,
and we'll give you 50% of his image rights. Wallahi, custody,
yeah,
bro.
something like this. Wallahi, it's ridiculous.
FC.
Yeah, bro. Man United are weird, bro. Are very strange. But listen, I have to say
nothing, bro. Can't negotiate
about Chelsea people and the people that talk about Chelsea and everything. I think there's a lot of people in the world currently that they are not taking Chelsea seriously. But I'm going to ask a question, and rivals and people in the chat, you guys on my solo show the other day, when I said that Chelsea are lurking, they are the underdogs. People kept telling me, Mo, how do you say they are underdogs if they spend that much money? So I ask you a question, Staffy, okay? And I said that. Define an underdog.
They're not an underdog, but they're an outlier. Underdog is when you have no chance. Underdog is when I look at you and I'm like,
underdog. Okay, no, Staffy. How is underdog? Can I debate?
How is
underdog? How is underdog? No, underdog is zero chance. You're not even in the race. You know, you didn't even qualify.
When I'm significantly stronger than you, and everyone looks at me, and I'm like, I'm so much stronger than who you are. Basically, 99.9%, I'm going to win. And you come up and win, that was an underdog story. Chelsea's not an underdog because Chelsea have decent players. They have a lot of resources. They're not a small club, so let's not talk about them like they're Leicester or something. You can say they're an outlier because they haven't competed for the league in a while.
Are Aston Villa underdogs?
They're not in the race. Than Chelsea.
They're not. No, Anna, in my opinion, maybe we can debate. Maybe we can just come to a conclusion. If underdog is someone that is in the race, but they're the outliers. They are the outside chance. They are the people that no one expects. Okay, the Leicester story, that's not an underdog story. That's an impossible story. That's a heroic story.
No, but that's also underdog because you're an underdog that no one expected you to do anything.
No one expects Chelsea to win. Chelsea are not even in
No. There's enough people that expect Chelsea to kind of be there. Like, I wouldn't look at Chelsea. I'd be like, oh my God, I had no idea this team can actually like win the league. Like, I wouldn't be so surprised. I'd be surprised, but I wouldn't be so surprised. The dark horse is the best description here. Because dark horse is like when you rate someone, but you feel like they're not ready to do it yet. But the dark horse, because like if they do it, you're like, you know what? There were a little bit of outsiders when they did it.
Give me a second.
Completely different.
I'll be back. One second. Just something is just...
Yeah, that's fine. Underdog is when you're completely like out-muscled. You have, to me, almost no chance to do something. You know, like if I step in the ring with Brock Lesnar tomorrow, I have zero chance to win. I'm a complete underdog. But that's not the case with Chelsea. Chelsea, you look at them, you think they could go toe-to-toe with most of these teams. So if we do the underdog gimmick, I'm not going to lie, that's probably worse than Hussam doing the leopard in the tree. What's that say? Why is Das in the chat? can't finish the season with 70+ points, but we putting them in the in title talks. We're not putting them in title talks. We're asking if they, first of all, when they didn't get 70+, is this team better or no? I think this team improved. And they've shown it over the summer. So I'm not saying by any means are they going to go all the way, but they should be in a situation, and the manager should find himself in a situation that he enters himself in the title race. Because why not? We keep saying they have the best midfield in the league, or a lot of people think they have one of the best midfields in the league. So you definitely put their midfield in top 2, top 3 for sure. Then you look at the signings that they made. You got Joao Pedro, who I think is going to bang some goals for them. They added Delap as a backup, so they already improved massively on Nico Jackson. They got Gittins. They're about to get Javi Simmons. I don't see why we can't put him there. I don't get it. This team has grown together.
I can put Chelsea. I can put Chelsea. The problem is, I put Chelsea and Staffy TV put Chelsea, right? But all the hypocritical people in the chat that say Chelsea are not strong enough to compete, it's only Arsenal and Liverpool and City are third and Chelsea are fourth. And then they tell me, Mo, but you need to put pressure on them because they spend money. Money is irrelevant. For me,
money is the stupidest argument you can bring to why they should compete.
For me, money is irrelevant, because you cannot tell me that money is relevant, because otherwise I'm going to come at you and say Liverpool spend that, so they have to, the pressure is on them, everything. Money is irrelevant. It's your analysis of a football team. Do you rate? You know what? Fucking West Ham last summer or the summer before spent millions and millions.
Last summer. Remember how many people said they're going to finish top 6?
Yeah, are we going to...
Me and Hussam, I only remember me and Hussam. I don't know what you said. Me and Hussam were the only people who said, you guys are deluded. They're still easily going to finish bottom half. And I said they're finishing 10th at best. They ended up finishing like what? 13th, 14th? They were horrible. Why? Because money is not why you go up of the Premier League. I don't care how much you spend.
And also forget the money thing. The money thing is irrelevant. Okay? The reason why I'm saying the money thing is irrelevant is for a simple reason, guys. And everyone in the chat here. Because it's either you know that they spend the money in the right place or they didn't spend it in the right place. Your analysis of the team, this is where I'm basing your opinion on. Don't tell me, yes, but Chelsea spent a lot of money. They should be challenging. Yes, on paper. Do you think they're going to challenge? They tell you no. I think Liverpool are much stronger. So they are the leopard in the tree. Yeah, but they spent a lot of money. Okay, the money is a different story. People don't understand this. Sometimes people just have one. Like, I think we should put pressure on Chelsea because they spent money, right? We should say you spent a lot of money, and instead of buying Gittins and Garnacho, you could have bought Rodrigo. The same money. And now we're talking about you in a different way. But in the same time, do you rate them? I rate Chelsea. Staffy rates them. You in the chat, people don't rate Chelsea. But then you want to put pressure. Fine. I know why people do that. Do you know why people do this? Because a lot of people put pressure on Arsenal. Because people put pressure on Arsenal and they keep saying Arteta spent that, Arteta spent that, Arteta spent that, Arteta. That's all their argument. He spent that much money. People repeat what they've been told. Arteta spent, Arteta spent, Arteta spent, Arteta spent. Could you rate Arsenal? No, they're not going to win the league. So why are you saying that he spent? You get like he spent wrong?
This is what I'm saying, it's agenda-based.
It's an agenda-based. It's basically everyone that talks about the money, you should talk about the money being spent wrong. But don't put the pressure based on the money if you don't rate the players they're buying. Oh, but Delap is not great. Delap is upcoming. Joao Pedro, you could have done better. Neto is not good. Gittins is unknown. Garnacho, shit. Okay, so you don't rate them then. But why are you putting pressure on them if you don't rate them?
Yeah. Like if Garnacho goes to Chelsea, all of a sudden we're going to pretend that they signed one of the best left wingers in the league.
No, they signed a rubbish player.
They're going to be like, oh my God, I can't believe they signed Garnacho. But then you're going to be like, oh, but they spent money. Well, you didn't rate where the money was being spent.
So how do you rate the team? So why do you rate the team then?
Exactly. That's the mistake a lot of people fall for.
So see, this is why. German chicken wing, wallah al-azim, I have the same exact logic. People in the chat will tell you. When people tell me, Mo, why don't you...
rate the City team?
Hold on. Mo, no, it's not that. Mo, why don't you put pressure on City? I say, because they spend the money. I don't rate their spending as like the Liverpool Wirtz, Isak. I don't rate that spending that high. So I'm not going to be hypocritical and say that City must if I don't rate the spending. Now, when you buy Haaland, when you buy Gavardiol, now you must, and you deliver. I have the same thing for everyone, right? I separate the money from the challenging thing. I put pressure on you to challenge or not challenge. That is different. But would I put you as favorites? That is me rating your team or not. Let me give you an example. If City fans come and tell me, but Liverpool spent a lot of money, I'm like, but you spent a lot of money then. If you're going to use the argument, I use it against you. But Liverpool spent 500. City spent more than Liverpool over the last 2 windows, right? So you must. But I don't rate the teams like this based on the spending. If Liverpool are signing one of the best players in the Bundesliga, Liverpool are signing the best, arguably one of the best strikers in the world, and the best strikers in the Premier League, Liverpool must win the league. City bought Marmoush, Toko, Savinho, right? Reinders, he finished 9th in Serie A. Yet he won Serie A midfielder of the year, but that is not the case. He finished 9th. He's good. City bought Kozanov, Nico Gonzalez. These are not signings that I'd say, oh, that team must win the league. No, that's a rebuild.
A lot of them are future signings.
Yes, lots of them are future signings. Lots. So when we say transfer fee, we should include salary too. That is a lot of people that say that we should include salary too. 100%.
Why would we include salary in a transfer?
It's not like it's different when you get a player that you pay in 300K than you get a player that you pay 100K. The expectations are different, right? Yes. Like Erling Haaland's making half a billion a week, or half a million a week, like 500K a week. No, it doesn't matter.
He makes
800. It doesn't matter. Like at the end, you got to look at him and say, okay, Erling Haaland has to deliver. That's the case. Guys, I'm going to stop the show again and tell you there is over 700 people here and we're not liking the video enough. 400 likes is the same. I thought no one is talking about the money. The money is a factor, but it doesn't determine how do I rate the team. Bro, how hard is it to explain?
Yeah, you're just repeating yourself at this point because some people are deliberately not trying to understand you.
Like you're trying. Wallah al-Azim, yesterday on al-Qahwa, I tried to explain this to them, and I'm gonna have this conversation with you. لأن أنا والله, guys, I was losing brain cells.
And expect them to understand. Come on, you should know.
And the problem is, the smartest guy on the panel, Hussam, was arguing something else, and I'm like, what the fuck? We're gonna talk about the Isak and Arsenal. I rate Chelsea overall. Plus, the best attacking midfielder to me is Cole Palmer. Do you think Cole Palmer is better than Wirtz currently? We haven't seen Wirtz play yet in the Bundesliga, in the Premier League.
I don't know, because I'm not gonna lie to you. I haven't watched a lot of Wirtz because I don't tap into the Bundesliga like that. On talent, sure, they're both on similar levels, but I can't say one is better than the other. The only thing I can say is Cole Palmer at least has proven he could do in the Premier League. I won't say that he's significantly better than Wirtz, but he has proven he can do it in this league where Wirtz still hasn't yet. But equally, I'm not saying Wirtz can't do it. So, I don't know. I'd like to see them both go at it first, see Wirtz perform at this level, and then I'll start talking about them. But they're both like similar levels to me.
Okay, I know there is the Liverpool game is about to start. I wanted to touch on the Sesko to Man United, Liverpool. Do you think Sesko is going to go Man United or Newcastle?
I think so. I think he's going to go to United, but I'm not a big fan of this signing right now because of the prices that we're reaching.
Yeah. I mean, you said the big is Zlatan and shit like this.
Okay. Hear me out. Okay. I need to block you on my Twitter. Or maybe I should stop tweeting too much because I'm not going to lie. I have too many takes out there now. All right.
They're all clipped and they're all bookmarked and they're all like,
there's a little bit of banter.
You don't understand. People bookmark your tweets and you and Terry.
A lot of shit gets bookmarked and a lot of people go back and I'm like, that's not really what I meant, but okay. No, there's a little bit of banter when I say baby Zlatan. It's mainly because they're both like 6'5", and it's because he the way he strikes a ball really, really reminds me of Zlatan. Like that power behind his shot, the way he strikes it. Obviously, his agility, the way he receives the ball in the air, his hold-up play. Yeah, that's it. But Zlatan at his age, I'll be honest, Zlatan at 22 was way more talented than Sesko at 22.
Sesko's not talented at all. Like,
No, I think he's talented, but he's not as talented as Zlatan.
I think he's a number 9. You get him with Mbeumo and Cunha. I think he's a number 9.
Well, he
You
is a number
serve
9. What else could he be?
No, there is different. There's Joao Pedro is a different type of a forward. Isak is a different type of a forward. Haaland.
All right, they're all number 9s.
Like I think Sesko is similar to Haaland a little bit.
Yeah. If he becomes something very good, it's gonna be closer to Haaland than it is to anything else.
Yeah. That's if he becomes. Don't take it. Guys, people in the chat. That's a big if. That's a big if.
No, of course, because like the one thing that he has on his side that physically he's a freak in nature, like 6'5", agile, quick, can hit the ball on a volley, can strike a ball from outside the box. There's so many things he can do. So if he does become a very good version of himself, it will be closer to Haaland than it is to anything else. But the issue is that I have with this right now, that I'm not really a big fan of this signing, is that we're entering a territory where the price is just becoming too much, and I can't justify it. Like, I couldn't even justify it when the fee was a little bit lower. You know, it's just based on potential. And I was saying this to Terry yesterday, but Terry was always going to agree with it anyways, because that's who Terry is. He just wants to be the toppest of top Man United fans.
We're not call out people here on the channel.
Well, I didn't say anything. I didn't say anything, man.
Go ahead.
I just said he's a top of the toppest United fans. That's a compliment.
Okay.
I said if we're spending around like 80 million euros or 75, because that's where we're at right now, it's just an idea. Like, this is what people need to understand. 75 million for Sesko right now with the add-ons. Sesko is nothing more than an idea right now. He's not reality. He exists. He's a person, but everything that we're being sold is basically potential. And there's a lot of work that's going to be done if you buy him to make him reach that potential. Because let's be honest, for 75 to 80 million, you should be signing players that are established at that age, at that price, sorry. Look at Cunha as an example. Look at Mbeumo as an example. Both these guys cost us a little bit over 60 million pounds. So almost 70 million euros. You bought established players for that price at 25 and 26. Sesko at 24, for him to be that, he's nowhere near as complete as Mbeumo and Cunha are in their roles. So for him to reach that price tag, you get him in and you have to develop him for at least 2-3 years to reach that. There's no guarantees that's going to happen. He might be a good talent. I think he has enough raw talent where I look at him, I'm like, you know what? You can mold him to become anything that you want as a striker. We've seen him at Leipzig. He was more involved in the build-up play, which is why he only has 13 goals. The out-and-out striker was more a Penda. You bring him in here, he's not going to be a hold-up striker for United. I mean, he will be involved in the hold-up, don't get me wrong, but he's going to be asked to do a little bit more than what he did at Leipzig. He's going to be asked to run channels. He's going to be asked to make a presses in the box. He's going to be asked to interchange. If you watched the United game yesterday, there was a lot of interchangeability in the front line. He comes in and he has to be able to run with the ball, and he needs to be able to be confident to do all that shit. All that while performing at the physical level of the Premier League. So he's nothing more than an idea right now. That version that I just described to you is worth the 75 million, is worth the 80 million. But I can't tell you that that's what's going to happen. So that's why
that's the price. Like. That's the price you have to pay to get the talent that is in the world right now. Right? That is the price.
Even Ekitike was a little bit cheaper.
But I think they're kind of the same price, kind of. Like they don't value
Ekitike, by the way.
They don't value Ekitike. Yeah, I think they don't value Ekitike as much as what's his name? Sesko. For whatever reason, this guy Sesko, they think he is like the next big thing. I don't see it yet.
Yeah, but I think since he was 16, apparently.
Yeah, but I think Man United need him. When Arsenal were gonna get Sesko, they walked away from the deal because it was kind of like fucked, you know, like they wanted so much money for Sesko. Yeah, do you see Man United? Do you see Man United getting better next season? I don't know.
Yeah, in certain departments. Did you watch the game yesterday? I don't expect you to, but
to be honest with you, I did have it on the side.
Okay, that's fine.
But I was in an hour.
Wasn't trying to like catch you out.
I watched it on the side, and I think the problem again is okay. I see the Ugarte problem. The guy is just kind of weird a little bit in terms of like the ball. Kobe Mino looks
garbage, bro. Don't be shy. It's okay. It's garbage.
I think he doesn't work in the system at all. Like in the midfield, he doesn't. I think Kobe Mino is great. You just need a better player around him.
Thank you.
Kobe Mino's phenomenal. Like Kobe Mino's.
Don't you see how he struggles without a partner? Because a lot of people yesterday were like, we need a little bit more.
Thank you, Habib.
A lot of people yesterday were saying, I need more from Mainu. And I'm like, but if you give Mainu a midfielder who can hold his own next to him, you wouldn't be saying that. You know, when you're consistently carrying someone next to you, it's actually affecting what you're doing. That's why I feel like what happens to Mainu when he plays next to Casemiro, or especially against Ugarte. Because I'm not a big fan of Casemiro, and I'd still rather him play. Ugarte's he's such a liability in that midfield that when he can't do the basics, which is basically receiving the ball, being a little bit press resistant, being able to get himself out of trouble, make some good passes. When he can't do that, that negatively affects.
I'm gonna still think
affects the guy next to him.
Yeah. I still think that Man United. I think that Kobe Mino should leave Man United instantly.
No, I understand why you said it. Of course.
Like, I'm gonna repeat it again. I think Kobe Mino should go to Arsenal, Chelsea, Liverpool, someone from that ilk. Man United currently are not a good. They don't have a good platform for kids like Kobe Mino, who's 20 years old, to develop.
It's not really a kid anymore. More like he's young.
He's 20 years old. Bro, Habibi, he's 20 years old.
No. I get what you mean. But I don't even look at him and I'm like, oh my God, there's so much development in this game. Literally, if you give him a competent midfield to play in, he'll show out. I keep telling you this. Put him in that Barcelona midfield, and I think he'll be one of the best midfielders in the world.
Yeah, I think so. With Pedri and De Jong,
so much better. Because you know what it is, Mo? Like when you watch his game, he's so reliant. He's not a great passer. Like when you look at him, he doesn't have like the passing range that Pogba used to have. It's not really his game.
But not a lot of people in the world have
pass and move and pass and move. He always creates options for you. He just needs someone to play off. When you have a midfielder next to him who shies away from the ball, who's actually not a good passer, he's not able to connect with. So he ends up being a lot of situation where he's in isolation, and you're not really getting the best out of him. He does a lot of combinations with Ahmad as an example, because he can rely on going to the right side and linking up Ahmad. You put him in that Barcelona midfield, who'll play with Pedri, who'll play with what's his name, De Jong. Imagine a midfield of De Jong, Mainu, and Pedri.
It's very good.
That midfield is dominating possession the whole game. No problems at all. But he doesn't have those combinations at United. He has Bruno Fernandes, who wants to hoof the ball every 2 seconds, and he has Ugarte, who's just allergic to passing the ball. How United, by the way?
I think Bruno's very good.
I don't think he's that bad, but I don't think he's as good as people think he is.
Like how good he is.
On a physical, on a technical level.
How good he is. Who? Okay.
I'll tell you.
I want you to let's name the midfielders that are better than him.
I think he'd be better if he goes to another team as well.
Yeah,
the way that he plays football doesn't fit what we're trying to do.
Tell me the midfielders that you think overall are better than him in the league.
He's up there. It's just like it's always been here. This has always been my issue with him. I just don't like the way he wants to play football all the time. There was like a situation yesterday where a couple times we get caught in a tight situation, and instead of him shielding the ball and passing it back, he just tries like an insane switch, and twice he just overhit it and it went to the stands. And I'm like, this has just always been my issue with you.
Yeah,
he's always so chaotic and so eager to make the more difficult decision. And that's that's been one of the reasons like I've never enjoyed him as a footballer. I do think he has technical ability, because like the guy can shoot, the guy can cross, he can hit a very good pass. Like I'm not saying he can't do that. My issue with him has always been here. I just don't like players who want to play the football at the pace that he wants to play, especially with his execution. Like it's just, I'm sorry, bro, too much hero ball at times, too much grenade football at times. We haven't had a midfield that wants to control the game and control the ball at times for the longest. Yes, he could score a goal and all that, but like, let's be honest, bro. Like we're going into next season with him playing a role as a deep lying midfielder, him and whoever's next to him. All right,
man.
He doesn't play like that. No, whoever it is, because he's going to share that platform with a lot of people. It's going to be him. It's going to be Ugarte. It's going to be Casemiro. We're going to be rotating that midfield. I just look at that and I'm like, I just don't think he has the technical ability to do it. In his mind, bro, like he still makes these stupid decisions when he's playing deeper in the midfield. Like I feel like he's not adjusting to that role, and he's never going to adjust to that role. He's not disciplined enough to stay in his role sometimes. Sometimes he just bombs forward, and I'm like, you know what? your midfield needs a partner next to him.
Sometimes
Or when
this
you
is
have the
needed.
ball-
Wallahi, sometimes it's needed to make things
Yeah,
happen.
it's early in the game. We're up 1-0, and I'm just seeing grenade football being launched. And like the way it's just like it's not even that. Wallahi, I wouldn't talk as much about Bruno because I don't think he's our biggest problem. I never thought he was.
Okay, with Cunha and
But the way
Mbeumo,
he gets glazed, Mo. Wallahi, yesterday they said what a preseason he's had. They said he's been the best player in our preseason. 2 men of the matches, 3 goals. First of all, 3 of the goals, 2 of them were penalties. Great, he's very great at penalties, but come on, it's preseason. I'm not going to glaze penalties in preseason, all right? Dorgo, Allah al-Azim, ask any logical Man United fan, Dorgo in the first 2 games, we were like, who the fuck is that? I didn't know who he was. He was so good in the first 2 games. Yesterday, he barely played because he didn't start, so I don't want to include yesterday. But he's been amazing for us in the first 2 games. And the second game, he got a goal and an assist. So to top his good performances, he actually got a goal and assist. They said Bruno's been the best in the tournament in the preseason. Why? Because Bruno's marketable. That's the only thing that pisses me off. Dorgo has been easily our best player, and we go and glaze that guy. And I'm like, did you watch the game? Go watch, Wallah Azim, go watch the Bournemouth game. We won 4-1. Him and Casemiro were our worst 2 players, in my opinion, because everything that we've done was in spite of them. Every time we moved the ball well, I was like, you know what? Fair enough. We're moving the ball well, the build-up as well. Silly giveaway, Bruno. Silly giveaway, Bruno. Silly giveaway, Bruno. Wallah Azim, I was doing a watch-along, and I was counting my chat. I was like, look, 3 in 1 minute. Every time he gets the ball, he loses it, and we get it back. And then they were like, oh, he's been our best performer. We scored 4 goals in spite of him. And people don't say nothing. They just hold him on a platform that annoys me because I don't hate him. There's people that either suck him off to the max or people who just hate him. I've always been in the middle. I don't understand why you have to either glaze or hate Bruno when it comes to United fan base.
I don't think it's that bad, to be honest. I think he's good.
Is he worth 100 million when you watch him? When you look at United right now, you see Bruno, you're like, you know what, that's a 100 million player.
Nah.
There you go. And we can't forget that, Mo. That was potential 100 million to use to rebuild the midfield there. Every time I watch United, I don't see a single 100 million talent on the pitch. So when I look at Bruno, I can't justify that this is 100 million.
To be honest, especially with Cunha and Mbeumo, Amad Diallo, you could have bought Ederson and another midfielder, and then that's 100 million for you, and you could have been in a very good place. I would have took
the 100 million and went to Brighton and put my balls on the table. I said, I'm leaving with Baleba. Here you go. Money. And I put money bags on the table.
I think someone needs to snatch Baleba, to be honest with you. I think someone needs to snatch Baleba. Bruno plays best when he has Ronaldo to bully him. No, Bruno plays exactly the same in Portugal, by the way. Exactly the same in Portugal. But in Portugal, it's not position-based football. As in the Premier League, he doesn't have, like, he plays all these risky passes, and it works sometimes, and it doesn't work sometimes. If Sesko goes to Man United, what do you think is going to happen to the Isak thing? You think there's a way back?
Oh, I don't know, man. I do see a scenario where he stays one more season.
Okay.
He's definitely going to Liverpool one day. It's either this summer or next summer. But I'm not ruling out the fact that he might stay one more season. I feel like it's happened a lot in football where someone really wanted to leave and then they don't get it their way. Remember when De Gea really wanted to go to Madrid and we kind of fucked them over? Like,
remember Harry Kane? They remember Harry Kane? They remember Harry Kane? There's a lot. There's a lot.
Even Ronaldo, like in 2008, when he really wanted to go to Madrid, and we told him just give us one more year, and he stayed one more year. I would have put it as the same because he didn't throw a fuss with United like that, and he didn't say, "Oh, I'm not coming to training" or whatever. Like he still knew he was in a very good team and he was going to win the league again if he stayed one more year with us, which ended up happening. But like I've seen scenarios where people get that big move just a summer later, you know. So I wouldn't completely rule it out. I expect Liverpool to be aggressive. Liverpool have a lot of money now, especially from the DS sale. So they will sign someone. I can guarantee you that. It all really now depends on Newcastle. I think if Newcastle gets Sesko, which I don't want them to get Sesko because I don't want Isak to go to Liverpool. So there's a double whammy when it comes to that.
What does it matter for you if Isak goes to Liverpool?
I don't want to see my rival get even better, bro.
What is that? It doesn't matter. They're not even your rivals now. They're your rivals historically. You're not even in the same
league. Were you not a little bit bitter?
Yeah, but we were a little bit contending. But do you think I cared?
Yeah, but they were better than you winning the league like 9 years in a row.
Do you prefer Arsenal to win the league the next season? Yeah, of course you do.
I refuse to comment, like Sir
Alex. Of course you do. Of course you do.
I refuse
Okay,
to comment.
just before we go on, good time to compare Odegaard or Bruno Fernandes. Who's better for you, Odegaard or Bruno Fernandes?
They can play in the midfield together. I feel like I'm the only
Who's
one
better?
saying
If you have to choose one.
that. If I need a 10, I'm taking Bruno. If I need an 8, I'm taking Odegaard.
That's kind of very strange because I would do the opposite, of course.
You would take Bruno as an 8?
Yeah, 100%. In a midfield
So
3,
you want
Bruno.
the guy who doesn't want to maintain possession to play in your 8, and then you want to put the guy who wants to keep possession as your 10.
In a midfield 3, yes. By the way, there's an echo coming from your side. By the way.
There's an echo?
A little bit of an echo coming from side. Or it's maybe
From
me. I don't know. I think you have the speaker out, right?
Yeah, I mean, I've never...
Okay, good. Okay, guys in the chat, is there any
now?
echo when I speak? Do you hear my scent twice? People are gonna tell us. People are gonna tell us. Mo doesn't watch Bruno clearly. I do watch Bruno.
All right,
there's no echo. Moving on. Palmer is clear. Palmer is clear. Palmer is so clear. Palmer is so clear.
Ralph, not once did we speak about Palmer today.
But Palmer is so clear.
No need to be insecure about him. He's a very good player.
Why is he insecure about it? Why do you have to include Palmer in it? I don't know.
It's like, all right, I'll tell you this. Imagine, like, I don't know, your wife shows you a picture. It's just like, oh, who's better looking? And you're like, oh, I'm better looking than both of them. It's going to be like, well, you were in the conversation. We're just comparing two other people. That's what Ralph is doing. We're not talking about Cole Palmer. We're talking about
Is that Ronan? Is that Ronan?
I don't know if Ronan and Ralph are the same person. I can't lie. But I thought
Ronan, is that you, Ronan? Yes, I think so. Actually, I think so. The problem is it doesn't show on like here.
Does it change? They always change it from names to handles.
Yeah, sometimes. Yeah, sometimes they do. That's Ronan. Actually, that's actually Ronan. That's actually Ronan that does shows with us on the Football Terrace. Yes,
Ronan hype.
Yeah, that's actually Ronan. I wanted to like about that Isak. What happens if Liverpool don't get Isak?
They'll be just fine. They'll go actually, you know what? If they don't get him, they'll get Rodrigo. Mark that.
Really? Do you think it's the same level?
Nah, Isak's clear. What are we talking about? Isak is amazing. Oh. Isak is the top 2 in his position in the league.
Okay.
Rodrigo would be one of the best in his position if he joins, don't get me wrong. But no.
He's the best. Rodrigo's going to be the best. The problem is we don't have a good left wingers in the league, so that is the main problem.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He'd automatically be one of the best in his position. But I wouldn't put him top 2 in his position easily as I would put Isak top 2. Because who's better than Isak? Some people think Isak is even better than Haaland.
I think he's better than Haaland. I think he's better than Haaland.
Yeah, and that's fine. That's
if you tell me tomorrow who would you choose, Erling Haaland or Alexander Isak, I'm choosing Alexander Isak.
And you know why? Because it's between goal scoring or overall play. But both of them are amazing.
But because I'm gonna tell you why, and people are gonna get triggered in the chat. I think Isak can do the majority of the things that Haaland do, and I don't think Haaland can do what Isak does.
I do think, by the way, Haaland. I think Haaland improved his hold-up play a little bit. Watching him this Club World Cup, I'm not gonna lie. There's a few times where I see him receive the ball and make a very good pass, and I'm not talking about just a simple layoff. Like he'll play a pass in between the lines or behind the defenders. And I'm like, you know what? I haven't seen him do a lot of that in his game. It reminds me of one game where him and Kevin De Bruyne absolutely cooked Arsenal. It was like ended 3-1 or something. That one season when Rob Holding played. He reminded me of that game. And I'm like, you know what? Fair enough, bro. He's actually improving a little bit the things that people have been criticizing him for. So I don't want to speak about his game like it's actually non-existent like it used to be, because I did see improvements.
No, he's actually
does
good.
A lot of things better than Haaland.
Isak can play left, Isak can play the center, Isak can play as a hold-up player.
He's comfortable on the ball.
Isak can assist, Isak can do. Haaland,
dribble, can do
based on what we have seen with Manchester City, I think that like Haaland is Pep has turned him into a limited football, to be honest with you.
No, that's what fine, I think. Bro. That's fine. I'm not gonna lie, bro. Not every
a limited footballer that gets you the treble, it's fine. But I don't think anybody with Haaland can do what Pep does. Like it's just hard. It's not as easy.
Pep knew the recipe, Mo. Pep was like, get me this freak of nature, and I'm gonna add as many creators around him as I can. And that's what he did. The guy, I think he was averaging 6 shots a game at some point. 6 shots a game.
100%.
You understand? I know it doesn't sound like it's a lot, but when people deep it, 6 shots a game is insane. Like most strikers should average somewhere around like 3.5 shots a game. That's a good striker, by the way. 6 shots a game. That's how good that one season for Haaland was, you know. But if you're a limited footballer, but you're scoring at an insane rate, who cares, bro? Who cares? This is why, by the way, I think Pep went for the likes of Aït-Nouri this season. I think he realized that he needs to go back to having all that creation. Because that one season, that first season, they sold Cancelo in January, but Cancelo was getting a lot of assists that season. He just sold him because they fell out for whatever reason. I think he's going back to that. And I think he realized because Kevin De Bruyne is leaving, which now he's in Napoli, he was like, I need to replace his creation, but his creation will just be replaced by one guy. Probably Shirky in his first season most likely won't be able to do what Kevin De Bruyne was doing at his best. I need to add more creators in this team. And I think that's what he went for. And that's why he went for an Aït-Nouri as an example.
Yeah, it's different for Pep Guardiola. He just uses different ways of... Anyway, let me just do this. Yeah, you said 10. Ronin 13. I don't know what that is. Ronin. I don't know what that means, Ronin, to be honest. What does that mean? You're Ronin. I just checked your profile. This is Ronin. You show up with us. He's like, come on, guys. I hate Haaland. I don't hate Haaland, but the effing math, he almost won Ballon d'Or. And I believe if Isak was at that City team, they still would have won the treble.
I think if Kane was in that City team that season,
he would have won the treble.
I thought Kane was the best striker in the world that season. The guy scored 30 goals, by the way, if you forgot. That season where Haaland cooked, Kane scored 30 goals. He was the only guy other than Haaland to score over 30 goals in the league. And he finished 6th place with Spurs. 6th place. And he had 30 goals. That was before he went to Bayern. And I think Haaland had like 8 more goals than him. You're telling me Kane wouldn't score 8 more if he played for that City team that won the treble? Come
on. You said Cam 10. Palmer is the best in the league, in my opinion. Only Wirtz will be able to compete with him, Ronin, this season. Only. Like, for Isak, if he doesn't, like, even if he goes to Liverpool, any chance for anybody else to win the league. What, is there news or something that I don't know about?
Yeah, they're saying Garnacho's person was advancing.
Oh, yeah, I know. I just saw this. Chelsea are advancing in talks with Garnacho over personal terms. I don't see why the fuck are Chelsea signing Garnacho. It doesn't make any sense to me. It doesn't make any sense in my head. This is just bullshit.
He's a flip, Mo. I keep telling you, he's just a flip. They're going to try to give him a decent season. Why are people saying Fabrizio Bamba? I don't see no Fabrizio Bamba. There's nothing. Yeah, there's nothing.
There is no Fabrizio Bamba, guys.
What are these lies, man? I mean, he said it on the zone. He didn't tweet it. That's where people got it from, but that's it.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, listen, they're going to sign Javi Simmons. The only weird thing about it is that they're going to sign Javi Simmons and they're going to get Garnacho. That's the part that I don't get. I don't get why they're getting both. That means Javi Simmons, Garnacho, and Gibbs on the left.
Okay, yeah. Okay, hold on.
What?
I'm going to tell you now. I'm not sure if you're going to be able to hear this or not, but I'm going to just put something on the screen. And then we'll see how it goes. Guys, this is news about Isak, actually, that just been dropped now. Okay, Staffy, I'm not sure if
Newcastle want the yes, of course they do.
Can you hear it?
They're following through with this. The negotiations with RB Leipzig in terms of the package, everything else, that won't be a problem. It's what does Sesko say? What does Sesko want? If it's a no, and they can't then bring in another player of a similar profile, then Alexander Isak might just have to stay. They might have to rebuild those bridges. Don't rule that out. It might then mean him taking that contract with a release clause or a gentleman's agreement 12 months down the line. All options are still on the table here. Newcastle want the yes, of course they do.
Oh, damn. This is something that we never thought about, people. That Isak might stay at Newcastle.
I'm telling you, this is a scenario.
Is that an old news? No, that's not an old video. It's not an old video, but it's related to Sesko, basically. So basically, that has to be after Newcastle made the bid because they're still waiting for Sesko. For Mo, I don't like. It's not like I don't want Isak to go to Liverpool, but in the same time, this is not an old video. It's 22 hours ago, guys. It's 22 hours ago. I feel like Liverpool fans, and I'm being completely honest, they are like the majority of the other fans of in the world, but in the same time, they get so obsessed with players. Bellingham, Zubamendi, they get so obsessed with players that I need this guy to join the club. I need this guy to join the club. And they all become like so obsessed with the conversations about it, right? And I get it. Do you give Arsenal any chance of winning the league if Isak goes to Liverpool? By the way, I think Liverpool are going to sign him.
Yeah, as I said earlier, I'm not going to no longer do I'm going to rule out the team doing that, because I said that and then I realized I was crazy. There's a lot of great teams, Galacticos, that have been built that didn't really win as much as we thought they would. But no, I don't give Arsenal a big chance anyways. No, I really don't.
Why not?
I just don't rate them as high as people think. I think they missed their window. I think they peaked over the last 3 years and they missed their chance to seriously compete for a league. I don't think Gyökeres is going to be.
But what are you basing that on? That's an opinion. What is the basis of this analysis? Like, what is the basis of? Like, okay, you are telling me a conclusion
of them peaking.
Your conclusion is saying they peaked over the last 3 years. They passed their window. That's a conclusion. Like, there needs to be a little bit of a build-up. Let me give you an example. Okay, you get my point, right? Let me explain it to the people. Like, for example, you give us an example about Liverpool. I've seen too many Galacticos that haven't won the leagues. I've seen so many people that join. This is why you're building the conclusion that it's not a full-on that Liverpool win the league. It can be a different scenario here, right? There is givens and you built a conclusion. For Arsenal, what's the evidence?
So the evidence, first of all, we've seen that they peaked over the last 2 years in terms of them finishing second 3 years in a row. So it means that they went at a very high level. I think one of the reasons why they couldn't go to a next level, which is at least winning the league once, is because they lacked a left winger and they lacked a striker. So now you're saying, but they signed Gyökeres. As much as I like Gyökeres, I don't think he was a good fit for Arsenal. I thought he was a better fit for United. I think he should have went to a team like United, where number one, he knows the same exact system that Amarin plays. And secondly, United play on the transition. I think he's going to struggle in the way that Arsenal play. I don't think they're going to play a lot in the way that suits him. And if it does, I don't know. I don't see him as a 20-plus goal season striker like people think. I think he'll score goals, but not as much as people think. I think if there's any chance for him to succeed and to do well, they need a left wing and they need a 10. I don't look at this midfield and I view Odegaard as a 10. I just explained that to you. I hate their midfield. I think individually they have good players. Collectively, I don't think they mesh. I think Zubamendi was a good addition because they needed someone to come in and replace Partey and receive the ball off the back line. I think he's very good at that. He actually wins a lot more tackles than Partey, so he'll probably help him a little bit more in that department. It's just everything after that. I don't think Rice is a great 8 in this team. And if he is an 8, he probably needs a 10 in front of him. I think he doesn't offer a lot on the ball in terms of at least passing and creativity, and his numbers speak for it. So he offers a lot in terms of being a box-to-box midfielder and the physical aspects especially. But when they struggle for creativity, people just always shift the blame to one man, and it's Odegaard. And I think Odegaard is not a 10. He has attributes of a 10 where he could shoot the ball, he can create, he has a good final pass on him, but he doesn't do it consistently. He is more of an 8. I know he believes he's more of an 8 than a 10. I think if you give him a 10, you start to get the most out of him because he can control the game, dribble, create, control the tempo of the game and all that stuff. But when you give him someone who's more of a risk taker, someone who wants to create more, you start seeing a little bit more from this Arsenal team, which is probably why they need Eze. And I think if they get Eze, maybe I'll give him a little bit more of a chance. But you look at the creative outlets. Odegaard, Saka, who's actually coming back from an injury as well. So we don't even know if he's going to hit the ground running next season or not. Hopefully he is. Other than that, bro, come on. Where's the creativity coming from? Just 2 players is not enough, Mo. Even their fullbacks, they play center backs and fullbacks. So it's not like they have Trent, who's a creative machine like he was for Liverpool for these few years. Or even when City used to have Cancelo and these players. Or even Robertson, who's not really creative, but he at least had a good cross on him and used to get insane double-digit amount of assists. They don't have creativity a lot around the pitch outside of 2 players. For you to win the league, and that's what I believe at least, you're going to need a little bit more of that. There's no point of adding Gyökeres there and not at least adding one more creator on. Martinelli, I mean, he's the guy's completely washed. He's completely washed at this level. I think they need Eze, and they need Eze to play down the left. That's the only way I'll give him a chance in this. But no, I don't like their midfield. I think the midfield is going to be the reason they don't win the league.
I actually think if they get Eze, that midfield will be good. I am not ruling out that Eze, even if he plays on the left wing, they'll become good. But one of the things that...
the 10? Because a lot of people saying he should be the 10.
Yes,
why do you think he should be the 10? I think when you put him in the 10, you limit him. And I can explain why.
Eze.
Yeah, you limit him.
Okay, basically what I think is that Odegaard should be given a 2-3 game chance. And then from that point on, if he doesn't perform, he should be like, "Khalas, it's done, it's over." For me, like there should be someone else.
But whether you like it or not, whether Gunners like it or not, Odegaard is one of their best players. He is not going to get benched. You take him out of that team.
But you're wrong. But you're wrong because Mikel Arteta, every time he wanted a goal, he subs him out the first guy.
No, but that's not what I said. I didn't say anything about goals. I'm saying you take him out of this team, you lose one of your best players, at least on technical ability. The guy can receive the ball, that can pass the ball, can shoot the ball, can cross the ball. There's so many things that he could do. I don't look at their bench and I'm like, someone is significantly better. Do I think Waneri should be getting a run? Sure. I think the kid is talented. I think he has something to offer. I need to see a little bit more of what he could do to believe in it. But I think they do have someone on the bench like him. Other than that, I don't see Quadman. Are you going to play a pivot of Norgard and fucking Rice or
Zubamendi is good enough, and then Rice is good enough to be the number 8, and then
who's coming in for Odegaard if he gets benched?
Eze.
And then who plays on the left?
It doesn't. Not every team can be complete. You don't have to have 11 starts.
No. Okay, I didn't say everything has to be complete. Their left wing is a liability, Mo.
Okay, is their
team
defense
in balance? Mo, 1 second.
Yeah, Habibi, let me finish. Liverpool won the league with left winger that is not great.
It's not about not being great. It's about being bad. Their left wing is bad. Not that it's okay. Not
bad. Good. Okay, he is bad. You know he's bad. He had 12 GA. Cody Gakpo in the league had 14 GA.
Mo, I don't care about Liverpool right now because that front line got carried by Mohamed Salah. So if someone is going to carry that front line in Arsenal, the way Mohamed Salah carried that front line...
Saka and Gyökeres together.
Which one of them is producing Mohamed Salah numbers?
It doesn't have to be Mohamed Salah's numbers. Like, okay, no, stuff it. No one in the history.
That's the point.
Stop it. No one in the history has actually replicated Mohamed Salah's numbers in the history of the Prem.
Exactly. So for you to use as an example, Mohamed Salah, because he was so good, he canceled out how bad the other side was. No one in Arsenal was giving me what Mohamed Salah gave last season.
Yeah. So if Saka
goes in the league,
if Saka gets you 25 GA and Gyökeres gets you 25 GA, that's 50 GA from 2 players.
All right. So they need exactly 2 players to do what Mohamed Salah did, and we're pretending that everyone else around Mohamed Salah gave him 0 GA last season. I didn't even include Diaz because
Martinelli can get like 10 GA. You cannot tell me that.
Martinelli's horrible, bro. I'm sorry.
He is horrible, but he can get you like he doesn't. To be honest with you, Arsenal's defense is the best in the league. Am I wrong? Mm-hmm. Best, right?
Yeah, they are.
Their midfield is not one of the best in the league, but it is not great. But that's why you have Eze. So if you have Eze and Odegaard is not performing, you get the X factor coming off the bench or even starting. Let me finish the take.
I know your take already. You just explained it.
Mahawa, the people in the chat, this is a YouTube show. So the people in the chat need to hear us. I know that you know exactly where I'm going. You're smart. They don't know.
All right, finish your take, and then I'll ask you the question.
Now, Martin Odegaard starts the season. He's not playing well. Now, game by game, we know that he's going to try something else. Mikel Arteta is going to get maybe Eze. Is Eze going to start as on the left side, not left winger, left midfield? Maybe, right? If is Eze going to start in the 10, that can happen, okay? That can happen. Now, Arsenal have changed because now the creativity, the outside of the box thinking can come from Eze. You are talking about Arsenal. They didn't create chances last season. But in the 2 seasons before, Arsenal scored 90 goals plus in every one. They scored 89 goals and 90 plus. That is without a striker. Now they have a number 9. That number 9 is a box striker, like Eucharist. I believe he's good. You don't believe he's that good. I believe that offsets the creativity a little bit in the midfield. And I believe that.
Who's creating for him? Because at least Havertz had more of a presence on the pitch, even though he didn't score goals. We can agree that. He's
now,
a little bit.
Say that again. I'm sorry. Say that again. I couldn't hear.
Havertz has more presence of the pitch outside of the scoring goals. I know he's not a good goal scorer, but let's not pretend that he doesn't get involved in all the other aspects. And let's be fair, he had like, what, 15, 16 goals last season? I don't think that's a bad number. He's probably not worth the 290K that he gets, but these are still good numbers, like 15, 16 goals. All right. You take him out and you put someone like Gyökeres, who's just an out-and-out striker, then you're asking him to do a little bit less of what Havertz was doing. Now, who gets on the ball a little bit more? Who creates more? Who is creating for Gyökeres? Why would you get Gyökeres without giving him a creator?
I'm going to tell you, now, Saka creates more. Odegaard, on paper, Odegaard must create more. Otherwise, Arsenal are not winning jack shit. Okay?
Do you think he's going to create more?
I think on paper, I don't see the future. On paper.
You don't. I'm asking for your opinion, Andy.
But I'm going to tell you, on paper, I think so. The reason why? Because I think Zubamendi, what I watched last season from Arsenal, is that Odegaard used to drop deep, collect the ball from, what's his name? From Saliba. No. Last season, Odegaard used to get the ball from Saliba, Gabriel, Timber on the right side and drive to get it to Saka. You're asking too much of the guy. He's not that guy. Now, they have one of the best midfielders in that job in the world in Zubamendi. It's proven. He did it with Spain. He did it with Real Sociedad. Now, Odegaard must be closer. The problem is not Martin Odegaard. The problem is Mikel Arteta. Systematic football, pass, safe passes. I actually saved the video for Pep Guardiola, and it shows what Arsenal are doing now. People in the chat, open your mind a little bit. They asked Pep Guardiola about 3 seasons ago, Pep, why doesn't your team play any long passes, 30 to 40 yard passes? He said, 30 to 40 yard passes are risky passes. Footy Judge Mo, and I like to say that a lot, Footy Judge Mo said that to his friends on the coffee shop in 2011 and 2010. That Pep Guardiola, the whole system is built around, we're not making any risky passes. We are passing the ball when it's 90% going to our teammates. The only time when we are making risky passes is when we are very struggling to score goals, and that doesn't happen often. Arsenal now, because Pep Guardiola evolved now. You know, Pep Guardiola evolved. Pep Guardiola now, his team plays dead crosses. He plays like crosses across the box and stuff like this, right? They try things. Mikel Arteta has not moved from this. Mikel Arteta has evolved with his team to the point that we're only going to play the passes that are 90 to 95% going to our teammates. So no one's taking risks. No one. So we're passing the 10, 15-yard passes maximum. And that is the problem with Arsenal. Do I believe he's going to change? He has to change. Why? Because he has a fucking damn number 9. They has to
so what is the change in the because so far you said all this, but the only change that you wanted is basically Odegaard to create more. Which there's no evidence why someone is going to enhance his personal performance.
Because he did it 2 years ago, and last season he didn't fucking win the league playing this dead-ass football. Pass the ball around.
I'm not talking about Arteta right now. I'm talking about you asking Odegaard to do more. I have no proof that that's going to happen.
No, I have proof. Can I rely on that? I have proof. The proof is 2 seasons ago.
I have proof of the future.
I'm going to tell you, for back-to-back.
We're a fortune teller.
Yeah, Habibi, back-to-back seasons, Odegaard was top of the charts in chances created in the world.
No, but you said you want him to create more. You're not saying do the same level
No,
again.
I want him to do the same.
Maintain that level, I'll say fine. Just saying I expect him to do more.
How if he does the same level as he did for 2 seasons back-to-back in 22, 23, 23, 24, that's enough. He was up in the chart.
They were killing him, Mo. What are you talking about?
Huh?
They were killing him last season, Odegaard.
Not
Last
season. 22, 23, 23, 24. I'm not talking about last season.
I'm talking about last season. Why am I going back to that, what, 2 years ago?
Last season, Mikel Arteta changed the way he plays last season, and that was the problem. That was the problem last season, is that Mikel Arteta changed the way he plays. That is the problem. But if they get Eze, it's different. Let me just say that. We'll fix Garnacho. Enzo both will get him right. You'll fix Garnacho, Ronan. I have some shame in the quorum. You'll fix Garnacho. Well, you couldn't fix a lot of players, to be honest with you.
Wallah, Mo, I think you're just hitting.
Don't lie, Mo. I told you, and he will sign with RC.
Who the hell's RC?
Diallo, what does that mean, RC? With what? He's talking about Isak. I told you and said he'll sign with RC. Release clause. He will sign with a release clause. Okay. So he will sign with Newcastle with a release clause. Wallahi, Mo is cooking this fraud with evidence. I'm not here to cook anybody.
What's he cooking me with? We're just going back and forth.
Fun facts. Arsenal scored 5 more goals than Tottenham last season. You're comparing yourself to Tottenham. Finished 17th.
What was the point of that? Yeah, I'm just so confused.
I think he's saying that Arsenal last season didn't score a lot of goals, and that was the problem. But also Spurs, you gotta be honest. Spurs were outlier in terms of goal scorer last season. You know that, right?
Spurs was a weird team last season. You know, Spurs broke a record. No one.
You know that Spurs scored is the 5th highest scorers in the league, right? And they finished
17th, bro. No team that ever finished 17th had that many goals, and no team that scored that many goals finished with that amount of points. Their season didn't make sense.
But they fucking conceded 65 goals, bro. 65.
That's what I'm saying. Like, for them to score that amount of goals.
Fulham, Brentford.
I mean, they were in positive. I swear, they finished on what? 0 goal difference?
-1.
-1. Wallah azim, bro. They were in plus positive goal difference for the longest. I think until the last 2 games. They almost became the first team to finish 17th with positive goal difference.
Let me just go back to the comment. Mikel Arteta based it on Pep's style when he was number 2. Yes, AMT. I think so. He did. I think football evolved under Mikel Arteta to reach the point where it's Pep's team, but without Pep's tools. You know what I mean? Without Pep's tools. AMT. And I think that is a problem for Arsenal. With news that Arteta wants to play more direct, does a front 4 of Saka, Gyökeres, Eze, Noni solve the problem in transition? Where would you rank it?
What did he mean by direct, though? Because I did see that. And now, first of all, I was happy that Arteta said that.
Thank you. Thank you, thank you, everyone, for the super chats, by the way.
Yeah, big ups for the super chats. Arteta saying that, number one, proves that a lot of people who said if you bring Gyökeres, you got to switch up the way you attack a little bit. It ended up being true, because even Arteta acknowledge that. So everyone who said we're just hating on Gyökeres, you look stupid now. I do agree if he starts approaching that a little bit more. I don't know what direct means in his book, but he says if he plays a little bit more direct, which I will assume is going to involve a lot of transition football as well, I think it's a perfect recipe to win. And I do think they have the tools to do that. Saka, Gyökeres, Eze, that's amazing. But as I said, you got to switch up the way you play a little bit. If you try to just pin back a team and just loft the ball into the box, treat him like he's Mitrovic, it's not going to work. But if you play a little bit more direct like this, yeah, I hear it. And I think that should be the way he approaches it.
Where do I rank Saka, Gyökeres, Eze, Noni, Madueke? Where is Odegaard? So is that without Odegaard?
I think you're talking about like the front 4.
Like, so where is Odegaard playing?
Like 10 and wingers and strikers.
So what is Odegaard playing? What is Odegaard playing?
It's his super chat, not mine. I don't know.
Tweeney, is Odegaard even playing in that system? Noni Madueke is okay, I'm not gonna fucking sit here and tell you that Noni Madueke is a title-winning material starter. Noni Madueke might be a bench player for a team like Arsenal to win the title. Noni Madueke is I don't know, bro. Anyway, I
How
think
would you feel if Madueke ends up being the starring left wing?
it depends. It depends. Like, I'm not gonna rule it out that he is good for Arsenal, but I don't think that he is the answer now. Okay, here's the thing, Staffy. Arsenal are not allowed next season to have an if.
I know.
Like, Arsenal need to have things. Like, you can have a position like a left winger when you like Martinelli and Trossard play, but at least they know the system. You know what you're getting out of them. You're getting a 10, 12 goals, 12 GA out of them, 10, 50. Madueke is so unknown. It's very unknown. But listen, people, I want to thank everyone that joined us. Staff, if there's one more super chat to do. With Eze in the Arsenal team, I am worried. You never walk alone. You're not worried. If you get Isak, you shouldn't be worried. Don't be a fraud, Jeff. You're not worried. I know you're not worried. 100%. You're not worried. But listen, people, this is going to take you to Don Osam with his watch along for Riverbour. Staffy TV in the description. I think he's live somewhere today.
I'm live tonight, yeah. 7 p.m. Eastern. That's midnight UK time. Weekly episode
live.
of American Waffle. So
he's live at 6 p.m. UK. Sorry,
no,
midnight
UK. Yeah.
And I'm live at 11 p.m. UK. So here we go. We're redirecting. I'm live with Martin, Couch, and Mac tonight. So hit that like button, guys, before you leave. Like the video, guys, before you go. I will see you guys soon, guys. And thank you for everyone super chatting. Thank you for everyone supporting. And we're out of here, people.